kids, I'm Yasser Arafat, a renowned Palestinian political leader. I have always remained a controversial figure. Some drew inspirations from me, while some regarded me as a threat. Well, get to know my life story first. Let's go! I was born in Egypt on August 24, 1929. My mother died while I was young, so I was sent to live with my uncle. One of my earliest memories is of British soldiers breaking into my uncle's house after midnight, beating members of my family. So at a young age, these bitter memories caused me to procure weapons and smuggle arms to Palestine to be used by the army against the British and Jews. I then began my studies in civil engineering at Cairo University. Loved and hated equally, I dominated the Palestinian landscape and much of the Middle East's political map for almost 5 decades. I also fought in the Arab-Israeli War during 1948 to 1949, in which 700,000 Palestinians were displaced. The war saw Israel declared as an independent state, while a Palestinian state was not created. I was disappointed and dismayed at the fighting between various Arab groups that I created a force answerable only to Palestinians. I held on to my dream of an independent Palestinian homeland. At this time, I completed my engineering and also became the chairman of the General Union of Palestinian Students in 1952. After graduation in 1956, I served in the Egyptian army and worked as an engineer initially. I later succeeded in running my own firm. I spent all my spare time in political activities and eventually co-founded the political party Fatah, meaning conquest in Arabic, with fellow activists. I later became a full-time revolutionary, and during this time in 1964, Palestinian Liberation Organization was established. This organization brought in many number of groups all working to free Palestine for the people. Hence, Fatah was invited to become a major group within this Palestine Liberation Organization. I also led and became the chairman of this organization, which seeks a Palestine homeland. All through these times, I was a survivor myself, escaping death in airplane crashes, surviving any assassination attempts by Israeli intelligence agencies, and also recovered from a serious stroke. My life was one of constant travel, moving from country to country to promote the Palestine cause. During this time, the Intifada protest movement strengthened me by directing the world attention to the difficult plight of Palestinians. In 1988 came a change of policy. I moved from conflict with Israel to negotiations. So in a speech at a United Nations special session, I declared that our organization renounced violence and supported the right of all parties concerned in the Middle East conflict to live in peace and security. Hence, for more than half a century, I was the face of the national movement of the Palestinian people for self-determination. I always fought for the global recognition of our state. This battle was covered in detail by Times magazine, where my face appeared on the cover page, bringing my image to the whole world for the first time. This popularity increased financial supports from the Arab world, and more people joined Fatah and our organization. However, this also caused more riots to break out, civilian attacks, more house raids, and internal fighting increased dramatically. So this was the time for the peace process that led to Oslo Accords of 1993, where US President Bill Clinton, I, and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin signed the Declaration of Principles on Palestinian Self-Rule in September 1993. This agreement included provision for the Palestinian elections to take place, in which I was elected as President of Palestinian Authority in early 1996. Due to this agreement's focus on peace, we won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1995. However, later that year, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated by a Jewish extremist, so negotiations became deadlocked. Although over time progress was made, in the end there was no final settlement. This led to both sides' total loss of confidence in the peace process. This caused battles, more riots, and chaos between Israel and Palestine. I fought for my people till my last breath. There has been many controversies if I was assassinated or died a natural death. Whatever it is, I left a legacy of my strong nationalism. I succeeded in putting the Palestine back on the political map after their disastrous uprooting in the middle of the 20th century. I was known as the last Palestinian leader able to sign a peace agreement and impose it on the Palestinian community as a whole. So kids, respect every person and community living in your country, irrespective of religion, status, color, or race. Learn to respect others' rights, way of living, beliefs, and belongings. Learn to fight for your rights peacefully and embrace humanity, not war. Acting towards the freedom of your thoughts and ideas is also your right. Be bold and work hard to attain peace in your country. Change starts with every person. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like our videos, please like, subscribe, and share. Kids light up!